She told me she needed a break. Nothing serious, just a trip to clear her head. I didn't think much of it until her text arrived. Going on a trip with my ex. Don't be jealous, she wrote. Followed by a smiling emoji that somehow stung more than the words themselves. Months of late nights, secretive calls, and sudden bursts of laughter when she thought I was in tea listening, all lined up perfectly in that single message. I typed back slowly, each word deliberate. Don't worry, I won't be here. Her read receipt popped up, but she didn't reply. That night, I packed. Every shirt folded neatly, every drawer emptied with calm precision. I wasn't rushing. I wanted her to walk into silence and absence. The weight of her own choices echoing louder than any fight we could have had. By morning, I had transferred our joint savings into my own account, canceled the lease renewal she had been counting on, and left the keys on the kitchen counter. When she returned from her trip, she would find more than an empty apartment. She would find the life we built together dismantled piece by piece by the very betrayal she thought I would tolerate. The truth was, I wasn't jealous. I was finished. The next morning, sunlight crept through the blinds as I zipped the last bag shut. I paused for a moment, staring at the framed photo on the nightstand at the beach 2 summers ago, her head resting on my shoulder, both of us smiling like the world belonged to us. I didn't take it with me, yet that smile wasn't real anymore, and neither was she. By the time she boarded her plane with him, I was already gone. I left no note, no explanations beyond the message she had already read. The silence I left behind would speak louder than anything I could say. 2 days later, my phone buzzed. Dozens of missed calls, strings of frantic texts. Where are you? Why is the apartment empty? You can't just leave like this. I was only joking about the trip. It didn't mean anything. Her panic grew with every message, but I never answered. She had laughed at my loyalty and mistaken it for weakness. She was learning the cost of underestimating me. When she finally tracked me down through mutual friends, I was already in a new place, living lighter than I had in years. She begged to meet, said she needed to explain. Against my better judgment, I agreed to one last conversation. We met at a quiet cafe. She walked in with tired eyes, makeup covering the sleepless nights. But she still carried that same air of confidence, like she believed I could be swayed. It wasn't what you think, she started, reaching for my hand across the table. I didn't move. She texted me, I said calmly, that you were going away with your ex. And you told me not to be jealous. That wasn't a joke. It was a test. You wanted to see how much you could get away with. She blinked, stunned, like the words cut deeper than she expected. I thought you'd fight for me, she whispered. I thought you'd care enough to stop me. I leaned back in my chair, letting the silence stretch. If I have to compete with your ex to keep you, then I've already lost. And honestly, I'm fine with that. Her eyes watered, but I saw no remorse, only regret that her game had backfired. She wanted drama, jealousy, control. Hey, what she got instead was freedom for me, not her. I stood, leaving my untouched coffee on the table. You wanted to see if I'd be jealous? You were right, time not. But you should be. Be jealous of what? She asked, her voice cracking. Out. That I walked away while you're still stuck chasing old mistakes. I left her sitting there, staring into the empty cup, and didn't look back. Weeks passed without her in my orbit. I wasn't checking my phone for excuses or half-truths. I wasn't waiting for affection that came in crumbs. I was free, but she didn't let go. At first, it was texts that grew more desperate. I made a mistake. We didn't even sleep together. It was just a trip. You were always the one I loved. Then came the voicemails, her voice cracking, sometimes crying, sometimes angry. You can't just throw everything away like this. After all we've been through, you owe me a chance to explain. I ignored them all. Until one night, there was a knock on my new apartment door. When I opened it, she stood, their hair messy, eyes red, clutching a small suitcase like she had been wandering without a destination. I can't stay at my place anymore, she said, her voice shaking. It feels empty without you. I leaned against the doorframe, calm but unflinching. You mean, it feels empty without someone to play games with. Her lips trembled. It wasn't a game. I was scared you didn't care. I need to know if you'd fight for me. I shook my head. Love isn't supposed to be a battlefield. You don't test loyalty by betraying it. You don't test love by running to someone else. She stepped closer, reaching for me, but I didn't move. Please, she whispered, give me one more chance. For a moment, I saw the woman I once loved, the softness, the charm, the history we shared. You had your chance, I said quietly, and you chose him. Her tears spilled, her voice breaking into a whisper. But he isn't you. That's the point, I replied and shut the door. Behind it, I heard her cry first softly, then louder, until it faded into the sound of her suitcase wheels dragging down the hall. And I stood there, heart steady, knowing that this time I wasn't the one who lost.